Time. Let's get ready to go. Huh. Okay. Seems like... It looks like YouTube is being glitchy, but nope, there it is. Okay, it's recovered. Whew. Let's do this, everybody. Welcome back. We're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. I just woke up, so I'm extra stiff. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm currently traveling, so it's not 9 p.m. Eastern for me, hence I just woke up. And we do this every day to build some consistency, to build a little bit of community, have a little bit of fun while we stretch and suffer on the floor together. Hopefully, that combination of all three things helps us to stay consistent, helps us to keep practicing, and helps us to move a little bit better, get deeper in our side splits, and oh man, all my joints are cracking. All right, let's get into the warm-up. The first thing that we're going to do is called the hip cars. Hip cars are all about moving your leg through that hip, through its maximum range of motion using your own muscle power. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this knee as high as we can. We're going to open up that hip directly to the side. We're going to rotate the ankle up. Oh, then we're going to keep going, keep on rotating that ankle up. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. And finally, we're going to end with bringing the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. All right, that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these. And we're going to get started right away. So let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 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 That's 4 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's 6 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's 7 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's 8 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's 9. Last 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Oh, that is 10 hip cars. Chase says hello. Hello. All right, next leg. 10 reps. Let's do it. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 3. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 4. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 5. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 5 more. Open. Knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. Knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7. Knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8. Knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1. Knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Oh, man. Whew. Those are some hip cars. Going forward, we got 10 reps going forward on each leg. Whew. Breathe, catch your breath, grab a sip of water, and we're going to go in reverse now. Ooh. Over on YouTube, Gloggy Oogle, I think, says, I'm getting a cramp in my groin when I do this one. Ooh, interesting. I have never gotten a cramp in the groin while doing these, but I can see why. I still get a little bit of a cramp in the hamstring when I rotate all the way back as far as I can and then immediately go into the far back. It tends to be the case that your muscles are just a little bit weak, a little bit unused to the exercise, and so some muscles are cramping really hard to help you get into that position. And that's just a really intense contraction. So if you're struggling with a cramp right now, you can try to, in between reps or whenever you can, do a little wiggle, try and stretch it out. We have a butterfly stretch coming up in a little bit, so that might give you a little bit of relief for the rest of the show. But up until then, maybe skip or lower the intensity of the move that gets you into the cramp. And if you skip it or lower the intensity, maybe you won't cramp as hard. Cool? All right. And by move, I mean like the phase in the hip car, because we go all the way around. All right. If there's one part that really messes you up and it happens only when you lift your knee as high as possible, skip that. Right? Cool. All right, let's go. We're going to go in reverse. Hip cars in reverse. Looks a little bit like this. We're going to keep our core nice and tight and straight. And we're going to focus on feeling the contractions, feeling the stretch in the hips. So we start by bringing the leg back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the front of the leg. Try to keep that core tight so that your back is not turning into a twerking situation as you go back and forth. From here, we are lifting this leg up directly to the side, breathing. Rotate the ankle up, rotate the ankle back down. Then I'm gonna keep that knee high and bring it forward. All right, that's one. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee again, core tight, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's two. Maybe that's three. 2, 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 10. That is 10 more hip cars in reverse. We got one last leg. I'm gonna peek into the comments real cool. Oh, good. Good, now Steve's also back on YouTube. All right. We have one more hip car to do, and by one I mean we went set. 10 reps left. One last final leg. Breathe. Take a quick second to chill out and compress that core. Keep it nice and tight. Let's go. Down and back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 6. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 7. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 8. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 9. One more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 10. Those are our hip cars. That is our first warm-up exercise. We just started a 45 to 60 minute long workout for our hips, for some better mobility, for some side splits. And if you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, that is all that we are about, trying to send good vibes, showing up every day, doing the lives together, making it fun, so that we can be consistent, we can make progress together. Hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those good things, keep coming back. All right, we're gonna move on to the second warm-up exercise. It's a little bit more chill, it's a little bit more relaxed. I want you to fold into this L shape. If you have a tight low back, your low back will be firing, and just give it a couple seconds, breathe, let your muscles relax. The only place I really want you to feel it in is in your hamstring. You might feel it a little bit in your glutes, you might feel a little bit in your calves as you do this, because those are pretty closely tied together to the main offender here, the hamstrings. And I just want you to chill. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to add a little bit of movement now. All right? We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten a leg. And we're going to fold our belly button down as much as we can. Then we're going to switch legs. All right? So the other leg is now bent. The previous leg is now straight. We're going to keep on switching from side to side. If your hamstrings are, at this point, perpetually slightly tender and slightly sore because you do the lives every single day, then these will be slightly uncomfortable. If you've never done these before, maybe they won't be uncomfortable. But as you push deeper and deeper into this stretch and you keep on trying to move and adjust and shift in this position, you might feel a whole bunch of different things tightening up in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in the calves, in the toes, in the feet, and that is okay. What we're trying to do is use a little bit of movement, use trying to get deeper into this position to help loosen up your hamstrings, help loosen up your whole posterior chain. The posterior chain. And keep on going. Switching from side to side. If it starts feeling real comfortable, like it wasn't as hard as when we first started, that's a great sign. Your muscles are lengthening and relaxing a little bit more. Try again to bring your belly button deeper into the ground and keep going. All right, 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a bit of a squat, come back up into standing. If your glutes are tingling, if your calves and toes are tingling, that's fine. We're going to move on into the third warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. The first thing I want you to do is pop into a ball and hug your knees. All right? Usually I demo the Cossack switch and show you what it looks like, but we don't need to see it. We'll just explain it all at the same time. So when you're down here on the ground, I want you to hug your knees to your chest. All right? And I want you to lean a bit forward so that your heels are off the ground. You're feeling that stretch in your Achilles tendon. You're feeling this intense contraction in your calves, so they're trying to figure out how to keep you balanced. And we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. I want you to do a tiny bit of a wiggle from side to side. Just a little tiny little wiggle, a tiny little shake. And give a little tiny bit of movement to our joints while we're in this position. Cool? Because we're going to use all the flexibility we're trying to get out of this position in our next move, and that move is very movement heavy, so we want to have a little bit of an ability to adjust and tweak and finesse ourselves into the next position. All right? From here, you can stay in position. I'm going to demonstrate real quick what we're doing. We're going to put our hands down onto the ground. So we went from here, knees touching the chest, to hands down on the ground, and I want you to extend one leg out to the side. Try to keep that heel down. On the other side, right here, I want you to focus on getting this heel down to the ground. This is important because having the heel down will help you stay a little bit more stable. We are going to be in this low, squishy, compact position. We're going to move back and forth. So the more stability you have, the easier it will be for you to get through the movements. All right? For everybody, it's going to depend on a combination of different factors to see how deep you can get. I want you to try to get as deep as you can and scoot your butt across and scoot your butt back, and that's the whole entire exercise. If you cannot get so low, that is absolutely okay. It's part of the process. Get as low as you can and see how much it takes to get your butt over to the other side. And if you're able to do it, great, you're ready to go. If you're struggling with a little bit of the weight, a little bit of the balance, you can see if you can put your hands down and scoot your hips across. If you can't quite reach the floor, you can actually make this even simpler by putting sort of a chair or a stool in front of you to give your hands a little bit of support. It'll be a little bit more dangerous to really lean into that chair because the chair slides out. That's not going to be super helpful. But that's but those are all variations. All right, so let's get into it. Get as deep and compact into this position as you can. Heels down on both sides. Scoot your butt over to the other side, whether with hands, without hands, and come back. That is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these in total. Let's go. 1, or actually, I guess this is 2. And across. And 3. And across. And 4. And across. 5. And across. If you are struggling with a little bit of discomfort in the inside of the knee, you can come up first, come across, and then sink down into it. You can do the exercises without putting as much pressure on your knee. It's important that you still train for that range of motion, but you don't have to do it all in one day. And if it's getting uncomfortable, you don't have to keep pushing it. All right, I think this is 7, across and down, up, across, down. That's 8. And of course, if you're feeling really flexible, you're feeling really strong, you can try your best to squish as deep as you can and stand up really straight. That's 9. Last one. And 10. Ooh, my ankle cracked on the last one. Whew, that is 10 Cossack switches. And it probably was not that easy. I hope you're feeling like there's a whole bunch of tension in your hips, in your inner thighs, in your ankles, in your legs. Feeling strong and preferably a little bit more mobile as we were doing these. Maybe you're able to sit a little bit deeper each rep. Maybe you're able to go a little bit faster each rep. And, oh, I'm out of breath. That is our warm-up. We are ready to move on into our stretches. Everything that we've done so far is to get our blood pumping, to get our joints ready, get you a little sweaty so that our muscles can get relaxed and get into the maximum stretch that we can hit for the day. And it's time. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and we're going to basically jump right into it. Ooh. Google says, I keep falling forward, aching in the best way. Keep falling forward. Ooh, okay. So in the Cossack switch, if you are falling forward, that is absolutely okay. You can focus on staying leaned forward. So if you're already falling forward, you can try your best to stay in that position and keep your hands down. All right? And you can use your hands to walk yourself over and across. It tends to be the case that you aren't able to sit your hips back far enough to help counterbalance the body, and your chest is going to be folded really far forward, and you're going to lean really far forward, and that's when the hands really come in handy to help keep you going from side to side. So what you're doing is totally fine. It's a great starting point, and you can always put your hands down. Cool? As you get stronger, as you do more of these, you can start getting rid of your hands a little bit. You can come across, you can reduce your reliance on your hands, and then you'll be well on your way into some more advanced Cossack switches. Cool? All right, hamstring stretch. The last 2 lives that we ran, we did the hamstring. Oh, was the last 2 lives? We ran them outside or in somewhere that I don't usually do the lives. So we've been doing them from a standing variation, and I have felt it's a really solid variation. So I'm going to let you do either one, whichever that you'd like. And since most of you are regulars on right now at the moment, I think we're going to just go ahead and hop into the new one, the standing one. All right? I want you to stand. I want you to extend one leg out in front of you slightly, maybe 1 footstep's worth of distance in between your feet. And I want you to fold forward so that your belly button is coming down into the ground. From here, I want you to just try your best to relax a little bit. You might want to widen your stance for better balance. And breathe. Chill. Relax. Feel the tension in your hamstring get more intense as you relax deeper into the stretch. And we're going to do something that looks like a big inhale, a slow exhale, and while we're exhaling, we're going to fold deeper into the stretch. All right? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Ooh, okay, that's intense. We're gonna breathe some normal breaths. We're gonna try and get a little bit deeper into the stretch, but we're also gonna try to relax the muscles as much as we can. Train your brain to be like, hey, this is normal. This is okay. This is chill. Don't get super tense and stressed out and keep me from folding deeper. I wanna fold deeper. Yeah. Okay. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Keep on trying to bring your belly button down into the ground. If you're struggling with this position because you're a little bit too folded forward deep with your head into the ground, you can bend this back knee a little bit and scoot your butt back a little bit so that you can get into a deep stretch position without having your head point straight down into the ground. Just kind of straight down into the ground. All right, that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down into your thigh. Breathe. And 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on up out of that hamstring stretch. Ah, that is one very intense hamstring stretch. We're going to switch over to the other side. Cool. Same thing. Stand up straight. Step slightly forward. If, by the way, you've had too much blood pooling into your head because we were doing the standing variation, feel free to adjust and switch into our regular kneeling variation. When you're in this kneeling position, your body is able to not fold as far forward for a much deeper stretch. Cool? All right. Oh. Whew. Open legs, wide enough for balance. Fold the belly button down to the thigh. Breathe. Relax as much as you can. Chill. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, fold. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Oh, man. Okay. Breathe. Take some normal breaths. Try to relax your muscles. Have them chill out. Massage and squeeze them to distract yourself from the suffering. And we're going to inhale, exhale one more time. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. From here, keep on trying to bring your legs down, or try to bring your belly button down to the leg. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. My hip is feeling a little weird. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, my left hip was feeling a little bit weird today, so I didn't go nearly as deep, and that's okay. This is a good reminder. If you're feeling weird, if you're feeling strange, if something feels really intense on any given day, even though it's not usually super intense, that's a good sign to back off on it a little bit and give it some time, give it some love, and come back another day. That is our first stretch. We're going to move on into our second stretch, the groin stretch, the butterfly stretch. I want you to scoot your butt up against a wall and have your hips, your shoulders rest against that wall. The reason for this is because when you bring your feet together and you pull it in, it tends to be the case that your back starts rolling backwards and you can't get into a stable position, and you have to grab your feet to hold yourself forward and pull yourself in, and that distracts us from the important part of this stretch, which is right here in the groin. We had that comment on YouTube whose username was hard to pronounce. It had lots of G's and O's, I think. I think I just saw a comment with your avatar. I don't know what the thing's called. I think I saw a comment just come in. So hopefully this helps you stretch out your groin. Cool? Whew. From here, with your feet together and pulled in towards your groin, we want to stretch the muscles here. The way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. Okay? So what I want you to do is, of course, always get stronger while you do this. I want you to use your outer thigh muscles, your glutes, help pull your legs open, and pull them down into the ground. You might feel a little bit of pressure here in your mid-back, pushing into the wall. That's help keeping you upright and stable. We love that. Once you're here, we're going to take our hands, we're going to push down on our legs and push them deeper into the ground. And breathe. From here, you should be feeling a lot of pressure in your shoulders, in the back of your head, from pushing your legs down, because it's also pushing your back into the wall. And as long as nothing hurts, you're ready to go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 19, 18, 17. If you realize that your hips are quite tired and you need to take a break from contracting those muscles, relax those muscles. Don't worry about them. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ooh. Let the hands go. Ooh. Relax those hips. Breathe. Chill. And we're ready to move on to stretch number 3. Do a little wiggle of your hips, of your legs. Make sure they're moving okay. If they're not moving, you can take your hands, shake them out, wake them up. Hey, get up. It's time to move on into some standing pancake. Whew. All right. So standing pancake is quite challenging. This might be the most intense stretch in the whole entire show. And now that I've warned you, let's get into it. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. We're going to fold forward, point our belly buttons down into the ground. And I want you to start by getting into something that's close to 90 degrees. All right? The goal of the pancake is to fold your belly button in between your legs. Fold your whole entire upper body into your legs. And it might look something like this. That's as deep as I can get comfortably without stretching. So what we're trying to do is get as compressed and forward folded as possible. And gravity can often help with setting that up for us. So I want you to try your best to keep your upper body horizontal like this. That's when you'll feel the most leverage, pulling your upper body down, feeling that intensity here at the hip and in your hamstrings. All right? If you're doing the standing pancake, like so, in order to keep your upper body horizontal, you can kind of stick your butt further and further and further and further back as you get deeper into the stretch, and that will help maintain that horizontal position, helping you get into that deeper stretch. Cool? Alternatively, if you're seated, you can compress your core. You can keep on trying to pull yourself deeper into the ground. You can grab your legs and you can pull yourself in. Those are all ways to get deeper into that stretch. Hope that's useful, and I hope you're ready to go. Let's get into our standing pancake. Open up those legs. Nice and wide. Fold forward. Bring that belly button down into the ground. Ooh. Breathe. Relax. If you want, you can extend your arms above your head so that your biceps are by your ears. Suddenly, the weight in your hips will feel way more intense, keeping you folding forward, but your shoulders might get really tired, so you don't have to hold it up for the whole time. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that is it. That is our pancake. Put your hands down. Give your body some support. Bring your toes in, bring your heels in, 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 and slowly come on out of the pancake. If your legs are feeling super tired right now, the inner thighs, the hamstrings, that's normal. That's why I told you earlier, this is probably the hardest stretch in the whole entire show. And luckily, we're done. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Everybody is different every day. Love that message. The horizontal hinge in the hips is tricky for me. I can't always feel where my low back ends and my legs begin. That's very interesting. One of the things that you can do is try and keep a really tight core. Imagine that you're in like a boxing class and somebody's about to punch you in the stomach. So I want you to keep a really, 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 really tight core, like you're going, huh! When you do that, and you try to fold forward, that combination should keep the low back pretty tight together. And as you hang out in that position longer and longer and longer, you'll start to understand where that connection happens. But if you don't have a, if you don't want to use that method, you can also stick your hands into your hips. Right? There's this right here, where the hips bend and fold. And you can focus on just keeping the low back tense instead of keeping the whole entire core tense, and folding forward, warrior hands kind of slot into the hips, and when that folding, hinging is happening, maybe that will help you focus more on the hinge and less on the low back in and of itself. I don't know. Let me know if that helps. All right, let's go. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. Man, I'm sweating super hard. It is a pigeon or the figure four. In both stretches, we're basically getting to a position that looks like this. We're bringing the ankle across the body. We're lifting the ankle up towards the chest, and we're bringing the belly button down towards the leg. And from the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We want to feel the stretch here in the side of the hip and the side of the glute. And you might also feel it sort of in the hamstrings underneath your leg. Not underneath it, behind your leg. But it'll be rotated, so it'll be like inside. And we can do this either laying down in the figure four or folding forward, laying on our chests in the pigeon. You can pick whichever one that you like. If you have a favorite, go ahead and do that one. We have done the pigeon, I think, 2 days in a row now at this point, so I'm going to do a figure four. Cool? Figure four is nice because it's not very complex. It's pretty easy to get into. The con is it is quite tiring on your arms to pull yourself into position. So we get on our backs, take our legs, we cross one over the other, we rest the ankle just below the other knee. We reach our hands through and pull that knee in towards our chest and breathe. Breathe. Relax. Feel the stretch building. You might feel it in the hamstrings because we've done a lot of work in the hamstrings today. And you might feel it in the side of the glutes. Oh, that is where we want to feel it. Hopefully I'm in an angle where you can see how this triangle works and how we're reaching through and around. Keep on pulling the leg in closer to your chest. Feel the stretch building, and we're ready for 30 seconds of stretching. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Even though we're laying on our backs, this is not a moment to fall asleep. Pull your leg in deeper towards your chest. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. If your knee is feeling a little bit achy, there's a little bit too much pressure on the knee, give it a little support, pull it in with your hands, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax the legs, relax the arms, let that low back chill out, and if you want, you can let your hips drop from side to side while you keep your shoulder blades down on the ground, and side to side, and side to side. Whew. Let the low back relax for a second, and we're going to switch over to the other side. Let's go. Other side looks like this. Ankle crossed across the body. Reaching our hands through the triangle around the leg, pulling it in. And, once you're feeling a stretch, keep on pulling the leg a little bit closer to your chest. And breathe. And pull it a little closer to your chest. Feel that stretch building. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. If you round your back too much, you might roll over like I just did. Come back. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax. Drop the legs, drop the arms. Let your legs flop from side to side as your shoulders stay put on the ground. Help to stretch out, relax your spine, especially your low back. Let the legs drop from side to side. And we should be feeling pretty ready for some side splits. Let's go! We just wrapped up 4 of our 5 stretches. And that means it's time for our 5th and final stretch. It's time for some side splits. If you've never done side split before, that's okay. I can't do a side split now. But we were getting into some positions that will help us train those inner thigh muscles, train our hips, and combine sort of all the stretches that we did today so far and put them into one super mega stretch, the side splits. Cool? All right. I'm going to check the comments real quick before we hop into it and see how that goes. Heel, toe, heel, engage the core more. Thank you. The hands help. I think feeling the muscles that are involved help a lot. Good. Amazing. Thank you for taking the advice and giving me some feedback as well. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get into position. Position, especially if you're a beginner, is going to change a little bit depending on how comfortable you are balancing and getting into position. If you're starting out for the first time, I recommend that you stay pretty close to a wall. Have that wall right behind you so that if you lose balance, if you're scooting a little too much and you're not quite stable, if you start falling backwards a little bit, we're going to pretend my hand is an imaginary wall, okay? If you scoot backwards, you're wiggling, you're shaking, and you fall backwards a little bit, your butt will just hit the wall, it will bounce right back, and then you'll be right back into position, right? If you try some of these moves without a little bit of back support and you're trying to get into a deeper stretch and you're like, occasionally, you might overdo a little bit and fall and bust your butt. If you're low enough to the ground, it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be fine. You might be able to reach your arm behind you and grab yourself. But if you're higher up off the ground and you slip and then you kind of fall and bust on your butt, it's going to hurt. So use a wall, use a little bit of protection so that if you fall backwards in a position you can't easily control, you got a little bit of extra padding, either from your butt into the wall or from, falling into a couch. That'd be nice. All right, let's go. Time for some side splits. Open up your legs decently wide. It should not be uncomfortable here in the hips. Everybody's hips are going to be slightly different. Your mobility is going to be slightly different. So your discomfort is going to hit at slightly different points. So if you're feeling the pinching in your hips already right now, bring your legs closer together. And once that tension is gone, that pinching sensation is gone, we're ready to fold forward. Bring the belly button down into the ground and chill. Breathe. Try your best to put your hands on the ground. Give yourself a little bit of support. Open up your legs wide. Get comfortable. And breathe here for a second. Usually we go through this part pretty fast, and I do feel like it might be a little bit easier if we slowed it down, made it a little bit more chill, so that you can focus on the sensations in the leg. So take your time on this first one. Whew. See if you can relax a little bit deeper into the stretch. From here, we're going to externally rotate the legs. We're going to open up some more space in our hips by doing this. We're going to rotate this leg back from feet flat on the ground to heels are down. Heels are down, toes are pointing up, knees are pointing up, and we're going to do that on both legs. You won't be able to see the other leg necessarily because that might be too close to the camera, but both my toes are pointing up into the sky. Once you do this, you have opened up your hips for a deeper side split. And it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable on your heels. So in the future, you might want to try to get some padding for your heels. We're going to walk our hands as much as we can back towards our hips so that we get as much of our body weight right above our legs as possible, helping us get into a deeper stretch. We're going to do a little wiggle from side to side to see if we can break the friction holding our feet back, and we are pretty much as deep as we're going to get, and it's probably as uncomfortable as we're going to get for now too. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Remember to breathe regularly, nice and calm. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. If you feel like that calming breathing has helped you relax a little bit deeper into the stretch, you can try and squeeze a little bit more of a stretch out of this. Do a little wiggle. Stick that foot out a little further. 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep breathing. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Try to come out of that stretched position. Bring your knees in underneath you, and sit back, limp, crawl, chill for a little bit. That is our first side split. This stretch, the side split, we do a little bit differently compared to the rest of the show. We're going to do 3 rounds of 30 seconds, and in between each round, we're going to try and shake out the tension in our hips, shake out the tension in our legs, so that we can go into the next round of side splits as prepared, as relaxed as possible. So what I want you to do is come back into standing, and I want you to flick your legs out. I want you to imagine that you stepped in a puddle and you're trying to shake the water off of your foot. You're going whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's trying to send the water droplets flying across the room. And when you're doing this, I want you to relax your calves. I want you to relax your ankles so that your ankles are kind of just flopping all over the place. I want you to pick up the pace, reduce the intensity of that motion so that it's just a little wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And if you need to, you can go back to the more intense one to figure out what I'm talking about. Shake, 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 kick, 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 kick. And then you get to this position where you're just flopping and shaking the leg real fast. Whee! The goal is, again, relaxation in the muscles so that you're not tense. If you're super tense, you're going to be moving a little bit robotically and everything is going to feel a little less comfortable. But most importantly, it's going to make your next side split a little bit more uncomfortable to get into. So we're trying to relax the muscles, trying to get nice and loose and long, and hopefully we can put that into our next side split and get a little bit deeper. Cool? We shake out the legs. Now we're going to shake out the hips a little bit. It's not so much a shake as it is, we're just going to add some movement to help relax some of the muscles in the hip. When we're doing the side splits and the legs are in this crazy position, you're going to feel a whole bunch of tension here in the sides and maybe even the back of the hip above the glute. And what we want to do is relax it. So lean all of your weight on one leg. Drop your big toe, the ball of the foot perhaps, down onto the ground with your knee bent. And I want you to rotate the leg inwards so that the knee is pointing towards the knee. The knee is now pointing out. And just do that nice and gentle, nice and chill, relax, turn into a dance move. Keep it calm, keep it fun. And when this is happening, there's going to be a little bit of movement here in the glutes, in the hips, and that's what we want. We just want to do a little bit of quick, gentle movement to help those muscles slowly relax. It's not going to be as effective as shaking out your leg, but this is a good starting point. You can, just like the shaking and the kicking, pick up the tempo, pick up the intensity, keep on flopping around, and it actually turns into some shaking and relaxation that happens at the quads and the thigh level. You might be able to see that my thighs are going whoa, 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 and just shaking and wobbling and jiggling when I pick up the pace. Whew. So, we got a little bit of relaxation for those hip muscles, got a little bit of relaxation potentially for those quads, ankles, calves. It's time to move into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to sort of fall back into, something that will support you, something that will keep you from falling and landing on your tailbone on the floor. And let's begin. Open up those legs nice and wide. Breathe. Relax. Fold. Bring your belly button deeper into the ground. When you're in this forward folded position, you should be able to get into a deeper stretch without pain. And so do that. Put your hands on the ground and support yourself. We're going to go into external rotation of the leg, which is we're going to take this foot from flat on the ground. We're going to rotate it so that it has the heel down, the toes up, the knees pointing up. All right. From here, do both legs. Walk your hands back towards your hips so you put more of your body weight right over your legs. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can squeeze a little bit more depth out of that stretch in. Breathe. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. If any position feels really difficult, you can't hold it any longer, you can walk your hands forward. You can walk your hands back. That shifting of your hands will shift where and which muscles will feel the stretch the most. The closer you have your hands to your groin area, to your hips, the more likely you'll feel it in your hamstrings. The forward position, walking your hands forward in front of you, you'll feel it more in your inner thighs. So now that you know how to adjust it to make it a little bit more manageable, hopefully you can use that skill. Cool? Whew, I forgot to keep count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward, pull your legs in underneath you, and oh man, bring your legs in. Chill for a second. Breathe. And when you're ready, come back into standing. Let's shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Again, if you're just joining in for the first time, we're kicking, we're flicking water off of our toes after stepping into a puddle, and we're trying to dry off our feet. We're like, ew! Sending the water droplets flying as far as we can. And as you get more comfortable with that position, I want you to drop the knee down. I want you to relax the leg a little bit more, and I want you to keep on flicking and flopping, having your ankles swing all over the place, your calves loose. And we're going to do the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Again, the ankles are just doing whatever they feel like. They're flopping all over the place. The calves have almost no tension. They're just going flop, 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 flop. And if you drop your leg and lean off to the side, you're able to get almost no tension in the knee area as well. Help that to chill out. Cool? We're gonna follow up with a little bit of hip stuff. Let's go. All of our weight in one leg. This other foot, either the big toe or the ball of the foot is down. We're gonna rotate in and out, 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 in and out. Get a little bit of movement. Get smooth. Turn into a dance move. Stanky leg if you'd like. And do the other side. All your weight in one leg. Bring this foot down. Bring the knee in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. This isn't about an intense maximum range of motion exercise. This is just gentle movement from side to side. All right? Again, you can turn into a dance move. You can do some stanky leg. You can combine both legs and make more out of it. From here, we're ready to get into side split number 3. Let's get in front of whatever we are prepared to fall into, and let's get into some side splits. Open up those legs decently wide. Breathe. Relax. Fold. Bring the belly button down into the ground. Put your hands down. And Let's get into some side splits. Externally rotate the leg, which means we're taking that foot from flat on the ground to heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. We're gonna do that on both sides. Walk your hands towards your hips. Do a little wiggle from side to side. And breathe. That's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. If this whole time your arms have been locked out, elbows straight, experiment with bending the elbows. You might suddenly feel like a whole bunch more weight just magically appeared in your legs, and that stretch will get way more intense. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our third and final stretch. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. Oh, relax. Chill if you can. And that is our third and final side split. We're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake our legs one more time. Then we're going to do a couple of joint checks to wrap up our show. Let's go. If you're just joining in for the first time, we're basically at the end of our live. We just did 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work, with the side splits being the last thing. And now we're shaking it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. This shaking, this wiggling is all about relaxing the muscles in your body so that you're loose, you're floppy, so that your muscles are not just holding on to random tension that it doesn't need. And you can do stuff that you want to do without your muscles getting in the way, right? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Once your legs are a little bit more relaxed, let's do a little bit for the hips. We're going to stand on one leg. We're going to drop the big toe or the ball of the foot down on the other side. We're going to rotate the knee in and out, and 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 in and out. And we're going to do the other side. In and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Again, if you want to turn it into a fun dance move, if you want to integrate other ways of making it fun, please add it in. We are all about practicing consistency, doing a little bit of work every single day towards our goals, making progress in our side splits and hip mobility. If making it fun is going to make a big difference for you, then please make it fun. All right, we're gonna get into our joint checks. And what they generally look like is something like this. We're going to do a couple of quick hip circles just to make sure, we can get through that full range of motion. Oof. And feel what's going on with our hips. After the side splits, I feel a lot of tension here in the left and right sides of the hips. I always feel a whole bunch of soreness in my hamstrings. And, my hip flexors, on the other hand, are fine. That might not be the same for you. You might have slightly different reactions to the stretches that we did today. Maybe you're cramping here in the groin. Give yourself a little bit of time. Stretch out those places that are a little tender. And when you're ready with that, we are ready to move on. Let's do a quick high knee lift. Those legs up as high as you can. Make sure these muscles here can contract. And we're ready to move on. Let's do a squat with some calf raises. What I want you to do is keep your feet pretty close together. And I want you to try your best to squat down. Bring your chest down towards your legs. All right? Once you are here, I want you to try and bring your knees forward, past your toes, as much as you can. I want you to feel that stretch in the Achilles tendon in your calves. I want you to feel like your center of balance is kind of forward, so your toes are working really hard to keep you balanced. Ooh, almost lost an earbud. So that your toes are working really hard to keep you balanced, and that, your feet are clenching real hard to keep you stable on the ground. All right? From here, I want you to do a little bit of a calf raise. Bring your weight up. Try Try to keep your weight centered between your big toe and your little toe in the ball of the foot. A couple of these is plenty. Come on back into standing. If you were able to get those calf raises done, you're able to get into a position where your toes were working really hard with your feet, with your ankles, with your heels, with your calves, with all the muscles in your leg, while keeping you balanced and forcing you into that really strange balancing situation, leaning really far forward, and you're probably in a really good spot. You have great mobility and great balance. So that is a good sign that we're done with the show. Let's wrap up from here. Oh, thank you everybody for coming in, practicing some side splits and hip mobility work with me today. Again, we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Sunday. Our number one goal is to practice consistency. So if that's what you need help with, moving a little bit better, getting your hips to groove a little bit better, maybe you're just relaxing before bed, come hang out, hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, but there is a catch. We also do this at 9 a.m. Eastern on the weekends. So right now, Saturday and Sunday mornings, we do the lives at 9 a.m. Eastern, and that means it is going to be in about 11 hours. So feel free to come check those out if you prefer to have a cool, fun way to start your day instead of a fun way to end your day. Amanda, who is actually Galleta on YouTube, says, thank you, Ken. Signs off as Galleta. Thank you. I hope you had fun, and I hope you're feeling nice and chilled out, especially now that we get to chill and sit, and I'm going to look through the Q&A. Glaggles Oogle. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. I'm going to read some of the messages that you sent a little bit earlier. The hands help. I think feeling the muscles that are involved helped a lot. Great. Sharp tension in the hips for sure. And almost feels dancy fancy. Good. That is what we want. We want to make movement feel more natural, make movement feel more fun. And what is dance if not beautiful, graceful movement, right? End of day tension is real. Shaking it out. Lovely. Thank you for being here over here on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out and participating in the chat. I appreciate it. Really livens up the performance that we put on, the stretching that we do together. So thank you for being here. All right, back to TikTok. Josh Tree says, thanks, Ken. Feeling good. I've been trying to slow down the hip guards a little bit so that we are able to spend a little bit more time in them. Let me know if that was enough or if you think you need a little bit more. Josh, sorry, that last comment started coming out real slow because I started scrolling up and I couldn't finish the thought. Multitasking is so hard. I'm scrolling up through the rest of the chat real quick to see if there's anything I need to respond to. Chase says, it got bad, but I will stay to the end. So I assume that means that we are lagging pretty hard, and that is a bummer. Man, so inconsistent. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is good and the data is bad, and sometimes the data is good and the Wi-Fi is bad, and it just switches back and forth with no meaningful way to figure out which one is doing okay. Gayata says, I'm going to YouTube. Okay. Chase is more lagging now. Got it. So somehow YouTube is performing better than TikTok. That is strange, because usually YouTube is the one that is falling absolutely apart and breaking up like every 35-40 seconds. Man, this place is crazy. Okay, well, I think that's all of the messages, and that kind of explains why there was low attendance on TikTok. The internet has not been super great here, and I have not been able to figure out. I've upgraded to the fanciest data plan, and it seems to still drop in and out. So that is a bummer. I'm gonna keep on experimenting, I think, because I'm in an Airbnb. There's only so much I can do, and I'm gonna keep on working on it, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on our side splits together. I hope you enjoyed the good vibes I try to bring to the internet while we do some stretchy, kind of uncomfortable folding and stretching on the floor stuff together, and hopefully the consistent time that I try to show up every day helps us all get a little bit more consistent, make a bit more progress in our hip mobility towards our side splits. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. I hope you hit follow, hit subscribe so that you can keep coming back for more of this content that we do every single day. Cool? Trex Quest says thank you and bye. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm closing off. I'm going to scroll actually to the bottom one last time to see if anything has come through because I only scroll to the top. Josh asks, when are you back in the States? I will be back in the States in like 2 weeks. So then it'll be dark outside when it's dark outside for you guys. All right, I'm closing out. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Oh, another live in like 11 hours, by the way. Yeah, come to that. Whee! And now.